Hello, fellow managers, and today I'll be talking on Arne Slot, and this is on special request from Alex Sinan in my comment section in the previous video. And okay, today we'll be talking about the Liverpool manager, and who is he? He's a Dutch. He's of Dutch nationality. He plays a dynamic and possession-based football. He focuses on controlling the game rhythm while creating openings to exploit the opposition defensive structure. And before we dive in further, today we'll be looking into his build-up style, player roles, key principles, attacking play, transition, and defensive shape. And before we go into that, please like, subscribe, comment. You can basically just say anything, maybe any information you want me to work on, just leave it in the comment section. But don't forget to subscribe, because that's actually very important for me, because it's going to push me higher, encourage me, and when I'm being encouraged, it makes me to be my very best and give you the very best, and also improve on my previous videos and try to get you the very best as well. So please, basically, just help the boy, subscribe to this channel, and one love, peace. So okay, so since we're done with that, I'll be talking about the player role. So basically, Arne Slot actually plays a 4-2-3-1 at times, and other times he plays a 4-3-3 formation. And for the purpose of this study, we'll be actually making use of a 4-3-3 formation or style of play. And in the build-up phase, doing build-up, when he's trying to do a slow or low build-up, what's a low build-up? That's building from the back. He makes use of a 3-3-2-3 formation. And if you check that, that's 11 players. Why? Because his goalkeeper is always involved in the build-up. You have something basically like this. The fullbacks pushing up higher to the midfield, somewhere like around here. Yeah. Somewhere like here. With the goalkeeper assisting the two defensive or center back as well. So that's basically your 3-3-2-3 formation with the front line pushing high as well. So, but when it comes to the low build up, it makes use of a 1-2-3-5 formation. And why is he using why like that? Because the wingers actually tries to stay as wide as possible. Stay as wide as possible. Why are they doing this? That is to create space for the midfielders to run into. So basically, you have doing a high build up, which is basically kind of like a fast build up with a little bit of long balls or direct balls. You see the midfielders pushing as high as possible, creating this kind of 5-2-3-5, 1-2-3-5 formation kind of this thing. And with the low build up, why do they do the low build up? This is to create numerical superiority and allow them to beat the opposition press. So since we're done with this, I'll revert to the usual formation. Now, I'll revert to the usual formation. Okay. Yeah, so we got it back. So now I'll be diving into the player roles. So for the player roles, you have your goalkeeper as a sweeper keeper with attack duty. You can basically use the support duty, bro. I tend to use the attack duty. This is to make a keeper more involved as much as possible and to play as high as possible. So with him on attack duty, no instruction needs to be added again. For your two center back, for your two center back, you have them as ball playing defenders with defend duty, and you make use of the tackle harder option. As for your fullbacks, on the right, this is where Trent actually plays for Liverpool. You make use of the inverted wing back on attack duty. And with your inverted wing back on attack duty, you make use of the option of mark tighter. The rest are actually selected by the system itself. And for your left fullback, you make use, which is the Robinson role, you make use of the fullback on support duty. Then you make use of, you select the mark tighter, get further forward, run wide with the ball, cross from deep, and cross more often. So I'll repeat again: mark tighter, get further forward, cross from deep, and cross more often. That's a fullback on support duty. Then for your midfield 3, you have Gravenberg as a deep playing midfielder or deep line playmaker with support duty, with instruction of tackle harder and mark tighter for him. And then on your right hand side, you have an advanced playmaker on attack duty. You can decide to put him on support duty, but he's on attack duty. Then you, with the player instruction of mark tighter, get further forward, tackle harder, roam from position, just that alone. Then for you, on the left hand side of the midfield, you have Mark Alistair as a roaming playmaker on support duty with moving to channels, tackle harder, mark tighter for him. And then for your two wingers, which is Luis Diaz and Mo Salah. For Luis Diaz on the left hand side, you use the inverted winger. Okay. Yeah. Inverted winger with the option of mark tighter, tackle harder, stay wider, roam from position. Just that. You can actually select the option of shoot more often. That if you're actually using Liverpool. But the reason I didn't use this option is because of, in case any of you decide not to use Liverpool and you're trying to use a more smaller team where your player might not have the accuracy as the current Liverpool squad. So there's no reason for you to choose the shoots more often, except you are using a very superior team, because you end up wasting shots. Okay. And at the right hand side of the wing, which is your number 7 role, you have Mo Salah. And for Mo Salah, you use, instead of an inverted winger, you make use of an inside forward. For the inside forward, it will be an inside forward on attack with the option of mark tighter, tackle harder, roam from position, stay wider. Just that. You can also decide to use shoot more. Okay. And for your, another thing you have to observe is passing directness in the player instruction should also be shorter passing. Okay. That's for all your players. So with that, for your striking role, you can decide to use a pressing forward or an advanced forward. But for the sake of this study, I'm using an advanced forward on attack duty with the instruction of mark tighter and tackle harder alone. So we're done with the player roles. So now we're moving to the mentality. And for mentality, you have to understand that Arne Slot actually makes use of, he has 2 basic principles, which are possession-based football and rotational and interchangeable style of football. What is the meaning of this is just basically the team being very fluid in the sense, why it is being fluid, this is to confuse opponents and create numerical advantages, especially in the midfield area and opposition defensive line. So for that, we'll be using the attacking mentality. You can decide to use the very attacking, you can decide to use the positive, you can decide to use the attacking depending on your team. But for this, I'm trying to leave everything at the moderate. I am leaving it at attacking duty. Attacking mentality. So with that, we'll go to the in possession, which is the approach to play. Okay, for the in possession aspects, you make use of attacking width fairly wide. For your approach play, okay, for this you make use of play out of defense. Why this is to build from the back because his team tends to build from the back as well. And also you make use of the overlap left and the underlap right. Why actually Arne Slot team is actually a team that makes use of they play from the back as well, and also they play from the flank in the sense they tend to overlap, and also they in the center areas they actually play with the underlap, but actually the game isn't going to allow you to select any of that. So that's why we'll be leaving here underlap, that's on the right hand side, underlap right and overlap left. And the reason why we're leaving it underlap right is because Trent is actually an inverted wing back, and he tends to go to the midfield most of the time to assist with play and to create numerical advantage. So basically, Salah is usually at the flank most of the time. So there will be more concentration at the center of that area. So that's why you actually select the underlap at the right hand side and overlap at the left hand side. Because at the left hand side, Robinson will actually overlap most of the time to assist in attack or to assist to create a 2v1 with Diaz as well. So that's that. For your passing directness, you make use of shorter pass, and for tempo, slightly higher. You can actually choose to use the higher tempo, but to keep things on the moderate in case you decide not to use Liverpool, because in FM24, Liverpool is actually the strongest. Liverpool is one of the strongest team out there with Man City, Real Madrid, and so. But in case, because I'm sure most of you guys actually don't actually make use of big teams like that. So okay, that's that. For time wasting, depending on the team you are using, but it's actually an in-game instruction, not a starting instruction. So you can decide during the match, depending on the situation, to select it or not to select it. Then for your final third, you make use of low crosses. For your final you make use of walk ball into box and dribbling now, creative freedom, be more expressive. Okay, that's that with the in possession or attacking play. Okay, in transition, his team tends to counter press and press very high. So when possession has been lost, we make use of the counter press. When possession has been won, you make use of the counter. And okay, why are you using the counter press? This is just to outnumber the opposition in the midfield area in order to quickly win back the ball. Then why are you countering? This is to create. This is why you countering. Why the counter is to target the spaces between the center backs and the fullback, which will be left open during when the opposition has lost the ball. Because whenever a team is attacking, they usually lose shape most of the time, especially when they've lost the ball. So that at that very moment they have lost shape. So they will try to reorganize, and while you counter, you are numbering them depending on the situation. So for goalkeeper in position, you make use of distribute quickly and distribute to center backs. Distribution type, take short kicks. Okay, for your defensive shape, his team tends to use the high press, making use of the man-to-man marking system, and so high defensive line, high press. Okay, trigger press. You make use of much more often, prevents short goalkeeper distribution, and for the defensive line, we make use of step up more. Why are they doing this? This is to squeeze the pitch. Slot team actually squeeze the pitch most of the time. So when defending, making it harder for oppositions to create chances. And for cross engagement, you make use of stop crosses, and doing low press. That is when the team has fall back based on they couldn't win the ball at the higher area of the pitch. When they are fall back, they tend to become a 4-5-1 formation, closing the center and forcing opposition out wide. And by forcing opposition out wide, this is why, and to get that, you have to make use of the trap outside. So we're done with that. Okay. So basically that's all. Okay, I actually have a small sample size on this. I actually played 12 games in this season just to see how the formation works or how the system works. So basically, the friendly was actually good. I actually played weaker teams just to make the team understand the formation better. And our results. This was our results in the league. Okay, as you can all see, 12 games. We've played 12 games. We've won 9, drew 2, and lost 1. And if you can see, most of it were actually clean sheets. We've not considered more than 1 goals in the 2 games that we won. It's just one goal conceded. And for the draw, it was against Man United and Leicester. And for the loss, this was a league game we considered 2 goals. That was against Liverpool, and one other game, the Champions League, where we considered 3 against Braga. Okay, that's okay. Let's see. Let's go to the data up so that I can show. Yeah, so you can see our goal per game. We have 2.6 goals per game. Expected goal per game, 2.71 per game. Conceded per game, we've considered 0.42 per game. Expected goals against per game, 0.44. Shots per game, you can see we're making 22 shots per game. And shot on target ratio, that's 44.44%. Pass completion ratio, we're making a pass completion of 86.89. So that's CI. Tackle 1 ratio, that's 79.39. So you can see the team is actually doing well in terms of stats. Okay, where do we go next? Okay, schedule. Okay, Premier League. Okay, for the Champions League, you can see this is our group. We've lost only against Braga, where we lost 3-1, but we've ended up winning the next 2. That was against AC Milan 3-0 and Olympiacos 4-1. Okay, so now we'll go to the league. So the league, you can all see our stats. We have most shots, most goals, fewest shots against, most possession, we are 5th. Okay, fewest conceded, most clean sheets. So that's that. So basically, guys, please like, subscribe, and enjoy. Any other thing you want me to talk about in this regarding tactics, please drop in the comment section. And any mistake that you have seen, please comment section. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you for the subscriptions I'm having, and for the ones I will have. Really appreciate. Much love. See you in the next video.